Good evening and welcome to round 8 of the Invictus F1 Performance League. You join us this evening under the bright lights that is at the Bahrain Grand Prix as we race from dusk into early night. With me as always is Malk. Good evening Malk and welcome to Sakir Bahrain.
Hello Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, certainly excited, certainly after looking at tonight's championship table. So, yeah, certainly on the edge of my seat. Looking forward to tonight's race. Yeah, so yeah, 12 points separate the top 10 drivers. So one race win or one mistake can either put you in a favourable position for the championship as we enter into the conclusion of the Invictus Drivers' Championship of Season 4. Whereas one mistake can put you out of it altogether. So at the moment, COD Tactics, I believe, leads the Drivers' Championship from Sir Spud and Delange, who are both tied in 31 points. So very close this evening. And as always, anything can happen. What is it that you'll be looking for tonight, Malk?
I'm looking forward to some good quality driving, as we have seen throughout all the racing this season of the Performance League, because it has been improving every step and it's up to gear, I think. But with Bahrain, there's so many corners that I can think of that's crucial, like turn one, obviously.
Certainly, turn one is a very good overtaking position. Certainly with DRS, I did manage a double overtake last night. Got to drop that in there. So we could possibly see a few late moves into turn one, possibly turn 4, but there is a very challenging turn 9 and 10 of the 15 corners and the 3.3 mile circuit. So certainly a favoured track of myself. Is it one that you like to challenge yourself with, Malk, or is it one that you wish would just get off the calendar?
I like the track in general. I think it's more, you got a couple of straights obviously, but you got some good corners as well, and it's got a mixture of like a bit of like the Austrian Grand Prix sometimes, but a little bit miles, you know what I mean, like mileage and stuff. So that's what you need, and I love how Bahrain goes to the night event, because that's what I like with the Bahrain.
And certainly the change in time will affect the air temperature and track temperature. So we could see the drivers going on the quicker tyre to start with, certainly in qualifying, looking to get track position. But it'll be interesting to see how the air temperature and track temperature can also affect the tyres and possibly the strategies that the drivers might implement tonight. Certainly last night, Sargent pulled off a magnificent one-stop against Drivers' Championship leader Speed Queen. And it looked as if he really needed that win last night to rejuvenate his championship bid. Certainly Speed Queen seems to be running away with the no assist league, and it's in direct conflict of tonight where it's so close, and as I said earlier, one mistake or one success can change everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, anything can happen. I mean, you just don't know what to expect, and I hope I just hope that there'll be a last minute dash of, especially at Bahrain as well, because you just don't know what to expect. And it's, don't get me wrong, I mean, I love the track and I would love to improve it a lot more, but like you said from last night in the no assist stuff, it is challenging, but it's just needed that deadly concentration, don't you? Especially on the first corner and the S's as well.
And certainly arriving at turn 1 at speed, it is so easy to lock up your tyres going into turn 1 or even get a late break and run wide. Quick good evening to De Rosa. Welcome to tonight's race. Certainly hope that you enjoy the action on track, and if you want to leave any comments or predictions, then certainly please feel free to put it in the chat. Does look as if it's getting very busy on track at the moment. The only cars not on track at the moment, Malker Fascone, Mr. Stim, Nicky and Coop. So most drivers looking to go out early on track and get that banker lap in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a bit, I don't know whether they're just going for the banker quickly and then just get out of the way and then try and get another lap in. But especially when you've got like that, it's just normally you think of the weather. I mean, I know Bahrain ain't gonna have rain in Bahrain. It's madness. If it does, something's wrong, isn't it, tonight? But I think watching Core Tactics now in the McLaren car, he needs to get that big start because he is like 4 points ahead of Spud in the championship. I just want to say a quick good evening to JFM UFC. He's got his prediction. He said Spud first, Meg Lugby second, and Pascal third. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's going to be very difficult for Sir Spud in the Red Bull tonight. It looks as if he doesn't think he's got the pace actually starting his qualifying on softs, but he'll certainly be high in confidence after last week's race win in Brazil. So yeah, Sir Spud in top form. Does have a good car for Sector 2. Certainly a good strong chassis with the Red Bull, but he could struggle with straight line speed. And I'm wondering if Spud has possibly watched last night's race, observing Sargent's strategy, and thinking I can maybe do the same.
Yeah, I mean, last night one stop around here it's possible because obviously Sargent has done it and a few others have done it. But do you think that's the best way for it, Craig, or do you think it's a bit too much?
I think the quickest strategy is certainly the two-stop strategy. I think you're asking a lot of the tyres, pushing them to a one-stop, and we saw how degraded Sargent's tyres were at the end of the race. So Sargent does set an opening lap of a 1:30.8, which is soon beaten by Mike in the Force India. So Mike automatically goes 4/10 quicker hills onto provisional pole, with Notorious into Williams a 31.5. So Notorious off the pace early on in the race, and Betrayer doing his usual, opting for the harder strategy tyre initially. We do see the first driver into 29's Meg Lugby with a 29.9.
And Courts, which I just seen, did a 1:31.3. The championship leader of the Performance League, and Spud in the soft tyre got third. That is a good lap from him.
Certainly Spud's putting himself in contention in fourth place at the moment with the soft tyre, so that'll give him an advantage later on, round about lap 8, lap 9, possibly lap 10, where the super soft drivers will be having to come in for the first pit stop, and that will give clear air to Sir Spud round about 10 and 8, and he'd have to maximise that opportunity. So good opening lap from Meg Lugby. Certainly a 1:29.9 will be definitely hard to beat.
Definitely. I've just got another comment from JFM. He said Spud is very fast around here, especially on the softs. That's proved us on that one, JFM. I know not the fastest obviously, but just only 9/10 of the fastest lap of the session, of the qualifying session. So it's I think that's a good opening lap for Spud, I think. Would you take that, Craig, or do you think he should have done a little bit better? I know it's hard to ask on that one, but
no, I think he's done the right thing there at the moment. So yeah, I mean he'll know himself, and certainly the last thing I would want to do is second guess them. But Sir Spud, I'm wondering if this is actually staying out on track on the soft tyre. He still is on the soft tyres, certainly going at pace, so possibly just testing the conditions of the circuit before that crossover onto the super soft tyre.
Yeah, I thought the two-stop would be a lot more better, but now with Spud, he'll probably go for the one-stop, won't he, tonight?
As he runs wide, Spud runs wide onto the sand as he came out of turn 7 on the run down the hill to turn 8. So picking up a little bit of sand, and he goes wide again out of the turn 10. So possibly struggling a little bit with the soft tyres, and I imagine Sir Spud will pit this lap, and he will cross over to super soft. They won't want to burn those softs too much. He's still in a strong position in 6th, with the other drivers round about him on the super soft tyres. So we might see a crossover on the super soft tyre, might see Sir Spud improve from 6th at this stage of qualifying.
Possibly. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got Mike in 2nd with 130.4, Lance Stroll out of nowhere got a 130.5, Nicky 130.6, Nitro 130.7. It's like tenths here, guys. Pack of cards. That's it. Gone. But yeah, it's just unbelievable. I think the allocations, have been absolutely spot on. I think.
Yeah, we're just looking at the gap from 1st to 10th. It's just over 1 second, 1.2 seconds. So very close at the moment as Sargent comes back on track in the Renault, currently in 7th, so going for another attempt in the super soft tyres, as is Giuseppe in the Haas. Meg Lugby also exiting the pits, having another attempt on new super soft, so that'll be to cover off drivers like Mike and Lance Stroll and Nicky, who we do know can be very quick on their day.
Yeah, could be. I'm just watching Pascale doing his soft time now. In got 29.1. I think a perfect lap on the Bahrain qualifying. I think it's like 28 or 29. I think.
Certainly the Eco Performance F1 League will be setting low 28s. So, or possibly even high 27s, but I think a respectable lap time tonight could be low to mid 29s. Certainly Meg Lugby, the only driver in the 29s at the moment, as he just comes up to the final corner looking to begin his hot lap. So this will be his final attempt of the session. So hopefully utilising and maximising the performance in the Force India as he runs down to turn 1, DRS open, braking just at the beginning of the curve, slight traffic on the right hand side with the Red Bull, possibly a bit of a distraction coming through turn 2 and turn 3, look, they put the power down, his traffic ahead, so Meg Lugby will be hoping that he doesn't pick up too much dirty air as he comes round turn 4, approaching turn 5, the end of sector 1. It's a sector 1 time of 28.9, so it's very reasonable coming down the hill in the approach to turn 8, that tight hairpin of turn 8 on the run down to the double left-hander, which is turn 9 and 10 onto the back straight in the second. DRS on very neat and tidy at the moment. Sargent in the Renault pops up into second, a 130.4, but Meg Lugby on the back straight, DRS open as he approaches turn 11.
I'm just trying to see if there's anyone that's close to the end.
I've just been watching Meg Lugby this lap, Malcolm. It's looked very neat and tidy, but a possible mistake as he runs wide up the hill onto turn 13. Yes, I was definitely backed out of that, so there's been a mistake somewhere on the lap. I wonder if this might be a repeat from last week with Sir Spud. He made a...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Meg Lugby will be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself like Brazil for Sargent. Sir Spud, when he made that mistake and he lost pole position. Certainly Mike's possible. He's potentially able to seize pole. Oh, fast going, jumps up to P3 in the soft tyres in the Ferrari.
No! Nicky! Oh my God! Mike!
Yeah, Mike puts it back up to second. So unlucky there from Mike, but it's a 1-2 for Force India at the moment.
My God, we don't know what to do. And there's only 15 seconds left. My God, will Nitro beat it? Oh my God, no. Nitro!
Yeah. Oh, Nitro special in the Ferrari. Didn't quite get pole, but with the Ferrari moves up to second. So impressive from Nitro Gash. And it's great to see him return to form.
Yeah, definitely.
Mike seems to have stopped. I've got yellow flag, I think, in sector 1, just allowing traffic to pass. As Lance Stroll runs wide, I think that was to allow traffic to pass as well. Nicky Kirkland, the Williams looks to be on a hot lap, possibly thinking that pole position is possible. He needs to make up 0.2 of a second.
Nick. He done a quicker time, but not enough to get into the top 10. Spud?
Oh, Sir Spud. Fantastic, and he certainly proved me wrong, taking that Red Bull to the front row. But Nitro Gash, is he going to attempt it again? He's on a 28.7, so still on it. It looks a very impressive time there coming through sector 2.
Oh my God. It looks like he hasn't got full power. I don't know whether he's doing his lap. We don't know what's going on. No, he's going back into the pits. Mike's slowing down. Lance Stroll and Pasquale retired in the session. Yeah,
we have yellow flag, sector 2 and 3 as we just come to the end of the session. So very impressive from Sir Spud in the Red Bull, putting it on provisional pole at the moment. Oh, and it's a retirement from McLugpy. I'm not sure where he is on track, but he's damaged the front left tyre. So that's terminal damage from McLugpy in the Force India.
It's the sharp, before the first DRS straight. You know, when you do the little left-handers.
Is it turn... Is it the back straight, Malk? I'm not sure where he is.
Yeah, the sector 2.
Yep.
Just coming in.
I think that's turn 5, 6 and 7, I believe that is.
We do apologise if we get it wrong, guys. We do sorry about that, but we just want to make sure we get it spot on that one. But yeah, it's about, I'm sure that was turn, because that's the one where you have to hard brake to turn left before the first DRS straight, and then you go up the hill, don't you, with the S's. And then
that's true. So as we just wait for the remaining 10 seconds to run out here at qualifying, it's a very impressive pole position from Sir Spud in the Red Bull, and he'll have a hard charging McLugpy in the Force India from behind. But can Sargent do the one-stop strategy and put himself in contention? So the qualifying results are in, and it's a Spud takes pole, McLugpy second, Nitro Gash third, Mike takes fourth, Nicky in fifth, Lance Stroll sixth, Sargent seventh, Fascone in the Ferrari in eighth, Giuseppe ninth, Betrayer 10th, Nick Thompson 11th, MJ Coop 12th, Delange 13th in the McLaren, 14th Rossi in the Sauber, Tactics down in 15th with Stim and the other Sauber, and 16th and Notorious in the Williams rounds us off in 17th.
Unbelievable, Craig. Absolutely unbelievable. The last minute or so of the qualifying. Oh, looks cloudy.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's a transition from daytime to dusk to early evening. So it should start to cloud over, and we will expect us to be driving under the floodlights quite soon.
Definitely. this will be a good, as you said, Craig. This will be a good opportunity for Spud to try and get that advantage going. If it was obviously staying like this, which I doubt it very much, but if it did, this will be a big, massive boost of the points for Spud. I think.
Yeah, certainly high in confidence after last week's Brazilian Grand Prix win. Can we see him get back-to-back victories? It's going to be a big ask. Certainly he's going to come under a lot of pressure from Mig Lugby in the Force India with Mercedes power early on in the race. And I think Sir Spud's going to have to work very hard to break that DRS. But he also has the hard-charging nitro gas return to form in the Ferrari slightly behind. We are just waiting for the drivers to select their strategies, and then we will join them on the grid for the formation lap. So it'll be interesting to see out with the top 10 what tyres those drivers will select. I think you might see Stim go on the mediums early on, looking to go for the one-stop strategy. I think Rossi and Stim might opt for the one-stop. Certainly they're down in power tonight in the Sauber car, and they'll certainly have to work very hard and use anything at their disposal to give themselves an advantage. So we are waiting for the countdown and join the drivers on track for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The question, Craig, is who's your top three tomorrow?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I think Mig Lugby is certainly a driver in contention for the race win, so I'll go for Mig Lugby. Before I finish that, quick good evening to Sab. I hope you're enjoying Australia, and looking forward to the Australian Grand Prix, and we look forward to seeing you back next week. I think Mike might get P2 with. I'm going to go for Sargent finishing the podium.
Yeah, okay. That's a good choice, actually.
And if you want to post your predictions for the race, please feel free to post it in the stream chats, and certainly we'll engage with you. So Stim and Core Tactics look to have had a coming together in the formation lap there, Malka, as both drivers have been disqualified from the formation lap. Yeah. Fast Going did qualify on the soft tyre, so yeah, Fast Going still in with a shout of a podium position. He just needs to keep out of trouble early on in the race so that he can actually play out that strategy. But Sargent did qualify in the Super Soft, so unlikely to see that one-stop strategy from Sargent tonight. Certainly playing it a bit more safer than he did last night.
I think you might be right there, Craig. I reckon Spud is going to have a handsful tonight, but McLumpy is on fire. So it'll be very interesting to see if Spud can do a double win. But
certainly a driver to watch for as well as Nitrogash. Very impressive qualifying from him. He hasn't had luck on his side too much this season. He is beginning to find his form again, and can he convert a P3 in quali to a possible podium or race win? So it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
Yeah, we'll just wait and see how it goes. But as you said, Nitro has been very unlucky in the in the last few races, and hopefully, touch wood, everyone will get a better turn 1 exit. We'll just wait and see how everyone does.
So we are waiting for all drivers to form up in their grid slots, and Sir Spud will get us away tonight in the Bahrain Grand Prix. So we're just waiting for all drivers to form up, as I said. We're just waiting for Notorious to join at the end on the soft tyre, and the race director will get us underway.
Here we go.
You can feel the tension building up as we have 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. We are go. Oh, Sir Spud jumped the start. It was a long red light. So Sir Spud will have a drive-through penalty as both Force Indias charge hard into turn 1. It's Ferrari of Nitro Gas sticks his nose in and goes wide with both Force Indias.
There's been a collision going on the back, Craig. Nick has lost out quite a bit there. But, oh my God, Mike, the two Force Indias.
Yeah, but fantastic for Nitro Gas. Moves up to second from P3. Lance Stroll slightly behind in the Haas. But disaster for Mike and Meg Lugby. Dropping down. It looks as if Meg Lugby's getting caught up in traffic. Yeah, Meg Lugby looked as if he was getting a bit squeezed there. He was certainly stuck in traffic trying to force his way through as he tries to go round the outside of Mike in the Force Indian turn 9 and 10. Certainly didn't come off, but pressure from Rossi. Rossi, fantastic start on the soft. Moved up to 5th. And I was actually speaking to Rossi in the lead up to the race. And he was absolutely dreading racing in the Sauber tonight, feeling he had no pace, but currently in 5th as Nitro Gas and Lance Stroll going round turn 13, wheel to wheel.
Yeah, he's doing really well at the minute.
Yeah, Lance Stroll all over the back of Nitro Gas. So Nitro Gas is going to have to work hard to open up this gap, but Lance Stroll just giving no room at all. Tucks in behind him, gets the toe. Goes round to the outside, looking to go round the outside of turn 1. Nitro Gas covers him off. There's a bit of a wheel bang. Nitro goes defensive. That compromises Lance Stroll's entry into turn 2.
Meg Lugby and Core Tactics. Because of them two battles, there's quite a few people coming past.
Yeah, and because Lance Stroll was bogged down in his exit in turn 2 and 3, that allowed Mike to challenge the Haas driver. But Lance Stroll defends well, moves back up to 3rd.
Oh my God. Core Tactics is closing in on Nitro. Oh my God, there was a few battles going on here. We got Nick, Giuseppe and Fasco.
Yeah, disaster for Fast Going. Drops from 8th down to 15th. It does have the soft tyres, so it's not going to compromise him too much, because he can go a bit longer than the competitors round about him. But he's stuck behind Giuseppe in the Haas on super softs, and certainly that will be tough to overtake.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Craig. I think Spud needs to pit in this lap or the next one.
Yeah, this or the next, and if he doesn't, he will be disqualified.
Whoa! What a move! What a move from Core!
Yeah, goes up the inside at turn 13. Covers off Notorious at 14 and 15, but could come under a lot of pressure from the Williams driver. Williams certainly got the better straight line speed, and he's just going round the inside of Core Tactics. Core Tactics, nothing he can do.
Lance, Mike, oh my God, what a move! Oh, come on!
Lance Stroll moves to the outside of turn 4. Will he get the move done underneath Mike at turn 4? Slight contact. Yeah, Lance Stroll lifts off, gives Mike the place back up to 3rd, so good racing from these drivers. Sargent looking to put pressure on Lance Stroll from behind, looks to move the inside at turn 8. So Sargent does have the better line as he runs into 9 and 10.
Oh my God!
Lance Stroll runs into the back of Sargent, misjudges the braking. Lance Stroll receives front wing damage. So disaster for Haas driver Lance Stroll at the moment. He's certainly lost the end plate and his front, the right hand side of the front wing, and that's certainly going to make him struggle with front end downforce as Rossi looks to put pressure on in 6th. So we could see a battle between Haas and Sauber at the moment, but Nicky looking to put early pressure on Rossi as we run down to turn 14.
Oh my God.
And Sir Spud does go into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. Certainly a bit too eager there to get off the line there. Nicky. So Nicky goes to the inside on the run down to turn 1.
what a move. No.
Yeah, but Rossi's looking to come back round outside. They will have the inside for turn 2 and 3.
Fair play.
Fantastic defending from Rossi there.
Delange. Oh, closing up, Ascari.
Yeah, Nicky looking to go round inside of Rossi at turn 4. Rossi defends well, but that's allowed MJ Coop to stick his nose in, coming round the inside of turn 5, 6 and 7. So just unlucky there as Nicky closed the door in the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, this will be a major coup to put up to 5th now. Oh my god. 5-second stop-go penalty for...
Yeah, speeding in the pit lane.
Nicky and Rossi, I think.
Yeah, I think they've had a coming together at turn 9 and 10. Scott Tactics looks to put pressure on Nicky as we run up the hill at turn 12 and 13. But the battle between Rossi and Coop continues round turn 13. And it's an MJ Coop train with MJ Coop leading Rossi right slightly behind in 5th, Nicky in 6th with Core Tactics in 7th, and we could possibly see Betrayer and Nick Thompson join and have a 6-way battle.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, so Nicky moves to the inside, overtakes the Sauber of Rossi. Core Tactics trying to get the toe and the DRS, but he just can't get close enough.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Tactics makes a dive into turn 1. There's contact between himself and Nicky.
Oh my god. But one of the cars just... I don't know who that is. I think that's Mr. Stim. But he's just letting them through. But I don't know what I'm saying next. Core Tactics is closing in on Nicky. Sarge's moved up to 3rd. You might be right with your predictions here tonight, Craig, but this is a good opportunity for Nitro to get his win on the bounce on.
Yeah, he's got a 2.3 second gap over Mike for the lead, and Sargent's closely following Mike just out with. Just as Rossi runs wide at the exit of turn 10, that allows Betrayer to move up to 7th.
And Nick moved up to 8th.
Yeah, Rossi really get bogged down. I think he's actually running no traction control tonight, so he had to be very careful on the sand off track, and he certainly came back on track very safely and respectfully.
We might have a couple of cars banning out Craig for 4th. We've got MJ Cube, Nicky. Nicky's looking at it now on the inside. Oh, he's just trying to hold it out, but this may bring Core Tactics. I might sound like a horse racing commentator, but this ain't going to happen in F1. But this is unbelievable, this is. Oh,
yeah, MJ Coop's just ahead enough to go into turn 1 safely without too much pressure from Nicky. As Nicky looks up slightly, looked as if Betrayer ran wide at turn 1. That's allowing Nick Thompson to have a right go at him on the run down to turn 4.
Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, my God. What a
move!
move!
Nick has the inside at turn 4. Manages to control turn 4, getting to 5, 6 and 7.
Beautiful.
But Rossi is putting Betrayer under a lot of pressure. Will he make a dive into turn 8? It does it, just tucks in behind, coming round that hairpin at turn 8. But we do have Notorious in the Williams with Spud after his drive-through, down in 11th.
Notorious hits Rossi and must have lost a bit of his swing. Yeah, he has, I think. No, he hasn't actually, sorry. No,
I think he's okay. It's Nicky and MJ Coop go round wheel to wheel. I think, was it Ninja Coop? No, it was actually Core Tactics. It was Core Tactics coming round turn 11. So fantastic racing there between Core Tactics and Nicky. But there's a bit of there's definitely a train building behind Core Tactics at the moment as we run down to turn 14. Slight lock up again by Nicky. Runs slightly wide. Nick Thompson can see that and he'll be wanting an opportunity in the run down to turn 1.
Oh, we've got a lovely train here. Choo choo! Come on! We need some overtakes. Come on!
Core Tactics goes defensive. That forces Nicky wide and that allows Nick Thompson to throw it down the inside.
Oh, has he got it? No, he hasn't. Come on.
No. Didn't Nicky defended it well? He just selected a great position. Sir Spud looked to have jumped up a place. He's now in 8th. Rossi currently in 9th, Betrayer in 10th, Notorious in 11th, with Fascoin slightly behind this train in 12th. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 car train.
Unbelievable, this is Craig. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, cars are just queuing up behind Core Tactics. It is almost convoy-esque.
Welcome to the core train. We'll give you some cores, not beers. Do not drink. That's it. Right, I'm going to drink the Lucasade. Need a break.
Oh, Fascoin looks to throw up the inside at turn 13 and does so. So Fascoin overtakes Notorious as he ran wide. So Fascoin moves up to 11th, with Notorious dropping to 12th. As Betrayer's just sitting on the rear wheel of Rossi as we come through turn 14 and 15. Betrayer comes into the pits.
Stim's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Spud's closing right in on Nick, but while Nick is trying to hold on, he's trying to close in on Core Tactics, and he's doing everything right on the first corner, absolutely spot on. But this is a very interesting moment, and Spud is pulling his hair out to try and get past them because of that jump start. I bet he's kicking himself after that, Craig. Yeah,
certainly. But as we talk about that, Nick Thompson continuing to put pressure on Core Tactics. As Spud sensing an overtaking opportunity, keeps it on the inside as we enter into turn 9 and 10. Almost runs into the back of Nick Thompson as he brakes later. So he's able to brake a bit later on. That looks as if Notorious had span at turn 9 and 10, but it looks as if Rossi get bogged down as well. So again, difficulty with the Sauber and the Williams. As Rossi, I think that's a disconnection rather than a retirement.
I don't know.
Mike's currently chasing down Nitrogas as Nitrogas looks to go into the pits, so that moves Mike up to first place. The gap was 1 second. Sargent does go into the pits as well, so Nitro and Sargent possibly looking for the undercut as Mr. Stim retires with thermal damage from the session.
Yeah, Sargent's doing the one-stop, Craig. He's doing the one-stop. Because he's going on the mediums like he did yesterday. He
could try it. It is possible. Certainly those medium tyres will be screaming at the end of the race. So it's nice to see that Sargent's trying something different. And we'll look forward to seeing how that develops through the race. So Sargent currently in 7th on the medium tyres, looking to go to the end, 2.3 seconds behind Nitrogas.
We've got a battle going on for 11th, I believe. We've got Spud about a second behind. We've got Nicky and Giuseppe. Looks Giuseppe's just slowing down a little bit there, but Nicky's closing in on Spud. Yeah,
and Giuseppe's just 6/10 behind Nicky. So a little train developing behind Sir Spud at this stage of the race.
Yeah, but Spud will need to push up a little bit better. Oh God! Nicky nearly lost it there. But this may bring Giuseppe in.
There's a possible 4-car train developed behind Betrayer. So we've got Betrayer, Sir Spud slightly behind in the Red Bull in 12th with Nicky and Giuseppe slightly behind as well. So Mike does come through his pit stop and he moves on to the soft tyre. So that will be a 2-stop strategy for Mike.
No. Nitro? Oh my God!
Oh, and there's a collision between the McLaren and the Ferrari. So contact between Nitrogash and Delange. I think Nitrogash, after a pit stop, received front wing damage. So that's going to be an unscheduled and unnecessary pit stop at this stage of the race due to front wing damage.
This is not good. MJ Coupe is still in first place, and you got Nick in second, Vasconi in third, Mike fourth, Sargent fifth in the medium tyre. Lundstrom's done the fastest lap of 1:33.1, and Giuseppe's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Well, MJ Coupe holding on to a small lead at the moment, 9/10 of a second ahead of Nick Thompson as we come round turn 13, I believe that is, on the run down to turn 14. Sargent on the medium tyre, currently in fifth. It'll be interesting to see how his race develops round about him with cars on different strategies. Sir Spud all over the back of Betrayer, fighting for 10th as we come round turn 13, and that long run down into turn 14. Spud trying to tuck in behind the gearbox of Betrayer, waiting for DRS and possibly a lunge into turn 1. So will we see the famous banzai of Sir Spud? Oh, I think he's going to get it done under pace before turn 1.
I don't know. They're two good mates.
Yeah, Betrayer got great speed and there's traffic slightly ahead. There's traffic slightly ahead. So Spud almost runs into the side of Betrayer, possibly distracted with teammate in the MJ Coupe and the other Red Bull. That plays into the hands of Betrayer as we run down to turn 4 with Nicky slightly behind in the Williams, looking to get the move done inside of turn 4.
Oh my god, we've got another train. I don't know which one it is. It's the core train. I don't want a Magnus yet. See how it goes.
So MJ Coupe did pit for the mediums, Mark, so it looks as if MJ Coupe, as it runs wide at the exit of turn 10, under pressure from Betrayer, who moves up to 9th. Spud
and loses out to Spud.
Yeah, Spud on the definitely got the better traction coming out of turn 10 compared to MJ Coupe, and Sir Spud on the better tyre, but MJ Coupe not giving up. Sir Spud runs wide at turn 11. That allows MJ Coupe to go in ahead up to turn 12.
Spud's dropped down.
I was just going to say MJ Coupe looks to be going on the one-stop strategy as well as Sargent, so it'll be interesting to see if Sir Spud, Betrayer Tactics can catch the medium medium tyre drivers later on in the race.
We'll have to wait and see how that goes, Craig. Just see. Yeah, sorry.
Nicky starting to close down MJ Coupe and the run into turn 1 is fast going. Also pits for the mediums. So fast going comes back on track on an 11th. Looking to go to the end at we're on lap 12 of 29. Certainly a very exciting race so far, and I'm sure there's lots more to come in the Bahrain Grand Prix as we come through turn 7, running down to the tight turn 8. Nicky slightly behind on the soft tyres compared to MJ Coupe on the mediums. Nicky possibly waiting for DRS after that double left-hander that is 9 and 10.
Oh my god, this is going to be intense moments here, Craig. He's got the DRS. He hasn't got that enough boost.
Yeah, he seems to be really struggling for straight line speed compared to the Red Bull ahead. So Nicky unlucky and unfortunate to get close enough to the Red Bull at the moment at this stage of the race.
This will be a very interesting moment here, Craig. Absolutely. He's got a beautiful exit there. This may brought into
Nicky having a little look on the inside of turn 14. MJ Coupe runs wide. That allows Nicky to have a run at him on the exit of turn 15. And it's almost a drag race going down to turn 1. Nicky slightly ahead. DRS open. Doesn't look as if MJ Coupe has DRS. So that allows Nicky. Yeah, that allows Nicky to move up to turn 8. position 8. So Nicky moves up to 8th place as he locks up going into turn 1.
Yeah, this will be very interesting moments here.
Betrayer's starting to rein in core tactics as well. Currently 6/10 of a second. Currently behind as we come through turns 5, 6 and 7. So Betrayer looking to get closer to core tactics to get in within DRS activation zone and possibly get a bit closer into turn 11.
Spud's pitted again for the super soft tyre.
I wonder if that's possibly been front wing damage, because that is a very early pit stop from Sir Spud, and it's going to be a big ask to get those tyres to last 16 laps.
Yeah, Spud and Lance have already had 2 pit stops. Oh,
sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but fast going all over the back of MJ Coupe on the run up the hill going towards turn 12. So MJ Coupe currently 9th as we run down towards 14th. MJ Coupe and fast going both on the medium tyre, so this is a fight for position as both drivers look to be going to the end.
Yeah, but Spud's closing in on Delange, coming up to the end of the second sector now. Oh, he's going over the inside. Oh, I don't know where Delange just hold on for 13th, but can Spud? Oh my God!
Oh, MJ Coupe runs wide at turn 1, loses it and hits the side of fast going. So disaster for MJ Coupe, losing traction at the exit of turn 1, and he's dropped down to 11th.
Oh, Spud's got the DRS. Oh, did he hit that?
Spud gets a move done under DRS, moves up to 13th with Delange and 14th on the medium tyre, also looking to go to the end of the race.
We've got another battle going on here, Craig. Sorry to interrupt there. We've got Core, Betrayer, Nicky. And coming up slowly is Fascone with Nick Thompson with them both medium tyres. We're coming up to the halfway marker now, Craig. What do you think of the race so far?
Oh, it's been exciting. We just don't know where to look. There's just so many battles going on track. We've got a 3-way battle for 5th at the moment with Core Tactics, Betrayer and Nicky. We've also got a strategic battle at the front between Mike Sargent and Nitrogash. We've also got drivers going to the end, such as Fascone and Nick Thompson, MJ Coupe and Notorious. We just don't know. It's very similar to last week in Brazil. We just don't know what's going to happen.
Whoa!
Oh, Betrayer moves to the inside of Core Tactics, but Core Tactics has the inside line in the run into turn 3 and just uses that positioning to hold on to 5th. So Betrayer has a little look on the inside in the run to turn 4, but that's allowed Nicky to get right behind the Toro Rosso of Betrayer.
Yeah. I've just had another comment from Jeff.
Oh, Nicky tries to make the move up the inside of turn 8. There's no space there. And he's backed out of it after slight contact with Betrayer at the exit of turn 8. But after that mistake, that's allowed Fascone and Nick Thompson to pull Betrayer and and Nicky even closer. Oh, Fascone runs slightly wide. So Fascone looks to be struggling on the medium tyre at the moment and also picking up the dirty air from the Williams ahead.
Yeah, oh my God, this is unbelievable. We might have a 4-car way battle going on. JFM's just commented, said, I have no idea who's going to win. Lol. Just don't know what to expect.
I think looking at the strategies and the tyres that drivers are on, I think the driver in the strongest position at the moment is Sargent. 6.5 seconds behind Mike. Doesn't need to pit again, whereas Mike and Nitro possibly McLugpy do. So Sargent currently in net first, if he can look after the mediums and get them to the end. So Fascone has a little look on the inside of Nicky's run down to turn 4. Nicky's struggling to find a way past the Toro Rosso betrayer. But he's going to come under pressure very, very soon from Fascon on the back straight. Oh! That was Nick Thompson catches Fascon sleeping on the run down to turn 8. And Nick Thompson moves up to 8th place. So, a great opportunistic move there from Nick Thompson. He saw the window and the gap and he placed his car through it. And he says, thank you very much.
There's great stuff here on tonight's race. But it's just unbelievable moments here. Oh my god, Nicky betrayal. Oh my god.
Yeah, Core Tactics runs slightly wide there, compromises his traction and his straight line speed in the run down to turn 14, allows Betrayer to come closer. Nicky misses the breaking point and runs into the back of Betrayer and receives slight front wing damage. I think he didn't anticipate how early Betrayer was going to brake. That's allowed Nick Thompson to put pressure on the Williams driver as they run down to turn 1. Nick Thompson is inside line and he makes a move stick.
Oh, fair play to Nick Thompson. That was a great move from him. Oh my god, this is unbelievable
some
stuff.
very good racing from Nick Thompson over the last lap or two. Moves himself up to 7th.
Nitro's closely on Sarge.
Yeah, Nicky's coming under pressure from Fast Going behind. Can Fast Going repay the favour of Nicky? And it turn 1 and doesn't, so Fast Going deciding to remain cautious at this point in the race. But Nick Thompson, ever the opportunist, looking to get the move done in Betrayer in the Toro Rosso and possibly Core Tactics in the McLaren.
Yeah, this is going to be very intense moments here. It's just unbelievable moments. But I'm just going to watch it from Betrayer's point of view, because Nick's trying to catch up on Betrayer at the minute for 6th place, while he's trying to catch up to Core for 5th.
Yeah, and at the front, Sargent's starting to get closed down by Nitrogas. They got almost 1 second. So Nitrogas just out with DRS at the moment. I don't think Sargent will fight him too hard, because Sargent won't want to ruin his tyres.
No, but Nick's got a good exit. Closing in on Betrayer.
Betrayer's got great straight line speed in that Toro Rosso.
Oh my god!
Oh, so Nick Thompson gets a move done in turn 1 in Betrayer and almost gets Core Tactics as well. It was just unfortunate. Yeah. I think Nick Thompson went really deep in turn 1. They really had to brake hard to avoid contact with McLaren.
Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. I just don't know what to say.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign, because there's just so much going on.
Yeah. From my point of view, from Nick's point of view, from my point of view to Nick's point of view.
To everybody's point of view.
Terminal's point of view, that's better. He did well to get past Betrayer, but then he was trying to do the late break, and he caught Core. I can't say it anymore. Sorry
to interrupt you there, Mark, but Nicky runs wide at turn 11. Misses his braking point, allows Fascon to move up to 7th. So Fascon inherits a position without battling too hard for it. His Betrayer just misses the apex, or goes to the apex too tight at turn 13.
It's a very good evening to Free Tech on Twitch. I think that's never miss. How you doing?
It is, that's right. Our no assist commentator, who is soon to be joined by Apollo from the F1 League. So Apollo and Never Miss will be our no assist commentators as of next Monday.
That'll be a good duo for the No Assist League on Monday. Lance Stroll's pitted in now. We've got Delance just...
Nick Thompson's Nick Thompson's continued to close down Core Tactics. The gap now 3/10 of a second. Oh, Core Tactics runs well wide at the exit of turn 7, but manages to regain control and re-enter the track. So, big mistake there from Core Tactics, but it wasn't as disastrous as what it could have been.
This is an intense moment here.
Yeah, a few drivers actually running wide tonight, Malk, at turn 7.
Yeah, they just don't want to outbrake. They just don't want to break the car itself. But we've got Mick Lugpin closing in on MJ Coupe on the first DRS straight. MJ Coupe's going on the defensive line. Oh my God, can he go to the outside? No, he's going to go to the inside. No, oh, what a move! MJ Coupe went a little bit wide down and brought Mick Lugpin in. As I was saying about Never Missed his comments, if Sargent continues in second, that's another podium for him this week. It's not just the podium, mate, he might get the win.
Yeah, he might actually snatch the win. So Betrayer does come into the pits from 7th. That moves Fascoen up to 5th with Nick Thompson ahead in 4th. Looks like Core Tactics is pitted as well. I believe that'll be a crossover on to the super soft tyre, and it is. So at the moment your running order is Mike in the lead with an 8.9 second gap over Sargent. Sargent certainly going to the end of the race. Nitrogash down in 3rd with a 1.4 second gap. Nick Thompson in 4th looking to go to the end with Fast Going. Also in the mediums looking to go to the end. McLugpy after a earlier incident in the race in 6th with MJ Coupe and Notorious in 7th and 8th respectively, and it's a Spud after qualifying on pole down in 9th and putting pressure on Williams driver Notorious coming through turns 5, 6 and 7 with the run down the hill at turn 8. Whoa, it's a Spud! Gets a bit close for comfort there as we come through the hairpin. Notorious runs wide onto the gravel, and that's allowed Sir Spud to go round the outside, but Notorious tried to come back on the inside, outbroke himself, runs wide, and Sir Spud moves up to 8th.
Are you alright, Craig? Do you want to drink?
I'm fine. I'm loving this. What a race. And God. I certainly hope those that have joined us tonight are certainly enjoying tonight's race as well. Certainly feel free to drop us any comments or feedback or your predictions of who's going to win tonight's race. Certainly Sargent's in the strongest position at the moment, but we don't know if Mike could possibly catch him at the end of the race. The gap's 14.1 seconds. Mike does go into super soft, so he'll be certainly fast at this stage of the race, but can Sargent look after that gap, and most importantly his medium tyres?
I think he will anyway. I think it would be a bit of a big ask for Mike to close in on Sarge, but I could be wrong. It might prove me wrong. Sorry,
Malk. Fast Going all over the back of Nick Thompson, coming through sector 2, turn 8, running down to turn 9 and 10. So we could see a change of position in 3rd.
Might do. Just see how it goes. What was I going to say? I had a few comments here. JFM said we've got to work hard to bear this one, and Never Missed it. I just hope not to spin off the track again. Ha ha ha. So it is a challenging track, but at the same time it's more fun, especially the last sector as well.
Well, we've seen some great overtaking, and I'm sure we'll see more with the 7 laps that we have remaining in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Nick Thompson goes defensive on the inside at turn 14, will compromise his turn in at turn 14, and Fast Going just carries the pace round the outside of the corner and has a strong attack on Nick Thompson. DRS open, goes to the inside on the run down to turn 1. Fast Going has the inside line, he can control the turn, he just needs to get the brake in proper. Nick Thompson looks to come back round the outside, he has the inside line for turn 2, gets ahead at turn 3.
Nicky! Oh, come on! What a move! Oh, what a move from Nicky!
Fast Going has the inside line there for turn 4 and eventually gets the position from Nick Thompson.
Delandre, oh my God, Delandre Giuseppe! Oh my God! Giuseppe must have let break. and caught Nicky, which while them two had that collision, Delange just tucked in on the inside.
Oh, Nicky breaks late, almost runs into the back of Delange and receives another front wing damage. So relief in the Williams cockpit at the moment, but Delange struggling to go through 5, 6 and 7. Nicky flies through that with a slight lock up of the brakes at turn 8, and it looks like he's got the move done before we come down into turn 9 and 10. So Nicky utilising the super soft tyre to get the move done.
Yeah, definitely there. We've got Core and Betrayer. Mike's done a fastest lap.
Yeah, Mike is actually charging the gap now, 9.7 seconds. So Mike certainly got the bit between the teeth and possibly in with a chance for tonight's race win.
Definitely here. We've got Betrayer closing in on Core Tactics again. Oh my god. Can Betrayer close in on Core? Core's going on the defensive line.
Betrayer had really good straight line speed to combat other drivers with DRS, but he has DRS open himself. Yeah, a bit cautious in turn 1 there. He actually straddles the curb in turn 1 and compromises his corner exit. That permits COD Tactics to hold on to 8th, but it looks as if COD Tactics is really struggling to defend against a hard charging Betrayer. Oh, Betrayer runs wide, slightly catching the dirty air of the McLaren ahead.
Oh my god.
The gap now 7.5 seconds at the front between Sargent and Mike, so Mike taking even more time out of Sargent's lead.
I reckon lap 26, 27.
I reckon the lap 28, possibly.
28?
Yeah, I think this could come right at the end. And I think you think he might. I'll go for lap 28 where he'll get one opportunity to do it.
I reckon lap 26. That'll be the closest one. Okay, sorry, 27. I'll take that back, 27. Sorry.
So a slight doubt there in Malk there with his prediction. So COD Tactics and Betrayer come through the final few corners. Betrayer right on the gearbox of COD Tactics, moves outside the toe, has the inside line DRS open and certainly opening up the gap between himself and COD Tactics. He just has to get the braking right and the turn in perfect, and he'll certainly secure turn 8. Sorry, 8th position.
Yeah, sorry, Craig. I need to stop doing that. But Spud is close. Just went past. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, stop! Come on, Malk.
Yeah, Spud overtook Giuseppe there on the main straight. He certainly used DRS, and he could possibly challenge Delange in 11th.
He has been really unlucky tonight, Spud.
Yeah, he was unfortunate. I think he just jumped the gun slightly at the race start. Possibly a bit of nerves there from the wily old fox, and I think his race was pretty much ruined from that point. Yeah. So Betrayer looking to make a move on MJ Coupe for 7th as we come round turn 11 up the hill to turn 12. The right-hander that is turn 13, and Betrayer goes right round the outside at turn 13. Fantastic driving from Betrayer.
Oh, we've got, I think it's Core closing in on MJ Coupe now, but we've got Spud closing in on Delange.
And you've got Meg Lugby putting pressure on Nick Thompson. So Nick Thompson coming under pressure for 4th place as we run down to turn 4. The gap 6/10 of a second. I think you might have been. I think you might have been right with your. You might have been right with your original prediction, Malk, of lap 26, because Mike has a 3.5 second gap now with Sargent. So Mike driving like a man with his hair on fire, and he can certainly. He's driving like a madman.
Oh, come on! Well, what a move from Spud.
And as we were talking about that, COD Tactics does take MJ Coupe coming round sector 2. So Core Tactics doing his utmost to get points in the McLaren tonight.
He's doing everything he can, driving like a madman here. But, oh my God, Meg Lugby's closing in on Nick.
Yeah, Meg Lugby on the soft tyre can certainly get that car turned in a lot quicker than the Renault on the mediums. So Meg Lugby sensing fourth place is possible. It's been a busy race.
Don't worry, I'll let you off, Craig.
So Meg Lugby half a second behind as we cross the start finish line. Nick Thompson possibly ahead enough to defend turn 1. Meg Lugby just has a little glance on the inside, but could Meg Lugby get close enough and get a good enough run out of turn 3 to challenge for 4th into turn 4?
Craig, you might be right with your prediction, actually.
I'm always right with my prediction.
Oi. Let's not have the English-Scottish banter on that one. I remember that. Yeah, fair play. I'm going to say lap 29 now. So, yeah.
What prediction is that then? The Mike Sargent prediction for 1st and 2nd?
Yeah.
Hey! I think that's my first right win of the season. So it's taken away. Oh! Meg Lugby goes down the inside, turn 9 and 10, but Nick Thompson on the outside having absolutely none of it. So Nick Thompson just allowed himself to carry the pace round the outside of the corner, knowing that Meg Lugby's exit speed would certainly be compromised from that tight angle. And Nick Thompson using very, very good driver's knowledge and racecraft to hold on to 4th, but I think it's only a matter of time when Meg Lugby can overtake the Renault driver. He's in the quicker car and the quicker tyre. But certainly Nick Thompson not giving up 4th very easily, as Mike now has a gap to 1.8 seconds.
Oh my God. Can't Meg Lugby close in on Nick? It looks like Nick's got the straight line speed.
Nick has got great straight line speed. Meg Lugby possibly running with more downforce in the Force India car. So Nick Thompson possibly making that Renault very sleek in a straight line.
Oh, he's got a defensive.
Yeah, holds a defensive inside line, making Meg Lugby go round the outside of turn 4. But if Meg Lugby can get his nose ahead, he has inside line for turn 5. Oh, wheelie wheel round turn 6 and 7 in the run down the hill. Meg Lugby gets ahead and takes 4th. Fantastic wheel-to-wheel driving from Force India drivers Meg Lugby and Renault driver Nick Thompson.
I thought you said Mick Thompson then.
Nick Thompson.
It sounded like Mick then. I don't know, what are you saying, Craig? It's a long day.
Mike is within 1 second of Sargent as we approach turn 14, I believe that is. Yep. So we are just about to begin the penultimate lap of round 8 of the Invictus F1 Performance League. Sargent goes defensive, takes inside line, trying to break the slipstream. Oh, slight lock up from Sargent. Those medium tyres will be screaming. And he's going to have to fight with everything he's got to hold on to this race lead. But Mike's just cutting time away from Sargent. He's got the gap down to 6/10 of a second. Yeah, I certainly think it could be a move into turn 11 after the back straight DRS, or possibly a run down between turn 13 and 14. Mike knows he just needs to remain patient. He's got straight line speed, he's on the fresher and the quicker tyres. He's got 2 opportunities, possibly 3 with DRS if he needs it. Yeah, just a quick comment there from Saab saying the same. He imagines that Sargent's tyres will be screaming.
Screaming.
He's still making the apexes, but he's having to brake very early. Goes to the inside again, trying to break the toe. So doing everything he can to just stay ahead of Mike, But Mike really, he's right behind Sargent. He needs to stay within the slipstream, get the DRS. What we see, a move into turn 1.
No, it's not enough, I don't think.
Oh, I think Sargent goes back onto the inside line. Mike being more cautious this time. Hoping to get a move into turn 4. He'll need to get the inside line and get his nose ahead. Oh, we're on the curb and he's lost a bit of traction slightly. And that allows Sargent to maintain the lead and the inside line for turn 4. Will we see the cutback?
Yes, yes. Oh, no.
Oh, it just couldn't get the power down quick enough. Oh, it's a run down the hill to turn 8. Mike senses the opportunities are going to be reducing now. He's running out of time. Sargent will be focused constantly on that wing mirror.
Oh my God. Oh, he's got the better exit.
Mike right behind Sargent now as we exit turn 10. He'll have DRS goes in the toe of the Renault as Sargent goes back onto the racing line. Looks to cover off Mike as we come round turn 11, up the hill, round to turn 12. Mike has 2 opportunities left. The run down to 14 and the exit.
Oh my God.
Oh, I think the gap's too much now. I think Sargent has got this. Certainly penalties will be dependent, but I don't think either driver's picked up penalties in this race. It looks as Sargent, as he comes round turn 14 and 15, he looks to have secured back-to-back race victories on the Monday and the Tuesday.
Oh, just...
Oh! Yeah, Sargent takes the race win. Congratulations, Sargent. Mike takes second in the Force India, and fast going after a difficult race will take third in the Ferrari. McLugpy will take fourth. Nick Thompson, after a hard battle with McLugpy, will take fifth. Nitro Gas takes sixth. Betrayer will come round the final corners and probably take seventh as the gap is open too wide to Cod Tactics. So Cod Tactics will come across the line and will take eighth.
We've got Notorious Delange closing in on 12th.
Oh, after penalties, so Spud moves up to 9th and Nicky drops to 10th.
Notorious Delange. Oh.
Yeah, just not enough room left there for that final overtake between Delange and Notorious. A fantastic race from start to finish. Congratulations to Sargent for back-to-back race victories last night and tonight. I think that was as close tonight as it was last night between Sargent and Speed Queen.
And now it's Sargent and Mike now. Mike will be thinking, oh, I could have had the chance then, but he did well to come back into it, and it was a good drive from him as well. And don't get me wrong, Sargent's done another fantastic race tonight. Yeah,
superb, utilising that one-stop strategy again as he takes the top spot driving for Renault tonight. So the final classifications are: Sargent takes tonight race win with Mike in second. Fascone will take the final podium position in third. McLugpay will take fourth. Nick Thompson takes fifth. Nitrogas takes sixth. Betrayer seventh. Contact takes eighth. Sir Spud ninth. Nicky 10th. Delange just out the points in 11th. MJ Coupe of 12th. 13th is Lance Stroll. 14th is Notorious. Giuseppe is 15th, and Rossi and Stim DNF'd from tonight's race, both driving for Sauber.
Definitely. It's just unbelievable, Craig. Absolutely unbelievable. Just had a few more comments from Never Miss. He just said this is just like yesterday between Speed Queen and Sargent, and he said a successful week for Sargent. Spot on. He double trouble on that one.
Yeah, I think Sargent will be ruining the decision that he left the Invictus F1 League, because he could have possibly been challenging for a hat-trick of victories this week.
Hat-trick. He'd done well tonight. It was one of those displays where you just did not expect again, because of equal performance, you would get more tyre decoration or delegation, whatever the name is. You know, the tyres gone. gone. That's it. But it tonight it proves us all wrong that on the one stop does work out well, and if you manage your tyres well, like what Sarge has done, he's just done it absolutely spot on. And I felt bad for Spud after the jump start, but that's part of
Yeah, I think he was
racing.
just a bit eager there. We certainly had a long 5 red lights, and I think he just jumped the gun slightly, and he was just unfortunate to receive the drive-through penalty, and that certainly ruined his race.
Yeah. I think if we had another lap in Bahrain, I think Mike could have beaten Sarge tonight. I would have thought. But
Yeah, certainly. I think one more lap, and Sargent could have received a puncture, but the amount of laps that we have are the amount of laps that we have, and Sargent certainly fantastic drive from straight to finish, kept his nose clean, just got on with what he had to do, and also great drive from Mike, coming from 4th I believe on the grid up to 2nd place, so fantastic driving up and down the grid.
yeah,
Certainly look forward to next week, which is the Austrian Grand Prix, and we'll certainly have to review the driver standings to see how tonight's results affected the Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors. So we move down to 4 races remaining of season 4 of the Invictus Racing Championship with the Performance League. Yep. So we're moving closer to the business end of the season, and we certainly hope that you enjoyed tonight's racing. And thanks for everyone who took the time to join us and leave your comments and thoughts with us, and certainly hope that you'll join us next week for the Austrian Grand Prix. Malk, your final thoughts for this evening?
Again, congratulations to Sargent. That was a great drive from him. Mike, fantastic drive again at Vascone for the last podium place. There was some good battles going on left, right and centre from not only at the top grid but also at the back of the grid as well. There's some good battles going on. But yeah, it's just we just lost our voices after to find out which one to pick on that one. But it was an epic race tonight, and certainly will be more in the Austrian Grand Prix next week. How about you, Craig?
Yeah, looking forward to it already. Certainly what tonight showed us was, again, more unpredictable racing. Even to the last lap, we didn't know who was going to win. We knew who was going to be P1 and P2 and who was going to battle out for that, but certainly we didn't know who was going to claim the top step at the podium. And yeah, more of the same, please, gentlemen. And we hope that you will join us next week. But I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us, and good night.
See you later, guys. Stay classy. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.